Gators and Mussolini, Hannibal, visit this party. Red man, a tsunami, red creeks in a red Ferrari, red clay, will light your body, medical, and ask somebody, yeah, blessed. They call me Mr. Manifest. You felt the screaming out the chest. I got this technique best. I found my destination through a red light. Rock your soul through the daylight. Hot jump going crazy, right? Nancy going crazy, right up, man, fight. I'm purple haze through the night. I'm thinking chili out of spite. I'm thinking Suki for the slice. I'm speaking Alabama cream. I'm Southland going through the streets. I got raiders on the team. Koozie King is outrageous. Koozie. I'm talking, they call me Nico Tussanouki. On the flame like a dude. In the field such a core. And I got something funny. Good evening, everyone. First name's Doni, last name's Glover, entered to win it for the long haul. Baby! A little rain in Baltimore today. Temperatures warming up. Ice is almost gone. Good evening. Welcome to the Remember Who You Are series. We are told that 400,000 Africans were brought to the United States, trafficked to the United States during the transatlantic slave trade. 400,000. Or 4 to 6% of 12.5 million. A lot of us thought there were a lot more. I mean, the way America drives the Roots series at us and 12 Years a Slave and some of our greatest intellectuals ever. As a matter of fact, I'm on a personal project of looking into W.B. Du Bois. And I wonder if Du Bois, who was a staunch Pan-Africanist, I wonder if Du Bois himself had indigenous roots. I wonder if he ever thought, in all of his brilliance, I wonder if he ever thought that his people came from here. So somebody explain to me, 4%, 4 to 6%, 400,000 out of 12.5 million people trafficked in the transatlantic slave trade. 90% went to South America. The rest went to the Caribbean. 5%, 400,000, come to North America. But today, there are 44 million melanated people in this country. 500,000. Can 500,000 mushroom into 44 million? Somebody got to explain that to me. Somebody's got to do the math because the math ain't mathing. Run the numbers any way you want. Flip it, toss it, rub it down. It doesn't add up, and it never has. We just never thought to ask that question. And that's not an accident. It's by design. Enslavers, traffickers, they have never empowered anyone. All they have done is taken, stolen, steal, steal, steal. Let me grab everything I can get. So we published a column this week on BMORENews.com that traces, actually we went back into the traces about Albert Perry, the man from South Carolina, whose DNA pushed the human timeline back almost 350,000 years, all the way to Walter Plecker. We've talked about Walter Plecker, Walter Ashby Plecker, a son of a dog, the man who sat in the government office in Virginia and reclassified entire indigenous communities out of existence. Yes, a son of a dog signed their land away, tens of thousands of acres of land, by that one rotten, no good son of a gun, Walter Ashby Plecker, a son of a dog in Richmond. He signed their land away, rewrote their identity, said, you are not Blackfoot, you are not Chickasaw, you're not Cherokee, you're not Choctaw, you're not whatever. You black. One drop of black blood. All this time, we never really put it all together, the one drop rule. Why would they have something like that? Because one drop of black blood and you black. But we never thought, why? Why would the sons of dogs do that? They wanted your land, son. They wanted your land, son. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, they want all of that. Shay would come and say, I want all of that. And remember, the United States was everything on this side of the Mississippi up and down. Wasn't until that Louisiana Purchase that America got the other 2/3 of North America from the French. Because remember, the Haitians, if you think about it, if it weren't for the Haitian Revolution, who knows what this land would be. But the Haitians caused the French to have to pull out, because once they lost that revolution, they didn't really have the finances, the wherewithal, the bandwidth to hold on to their colonialistic endeavors in North America. Remember Toussaint Louverture, Henry Christophe, Bukiman. There was one other, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, that I know of. I know there was about a couple others beyond that, but those names resonate in my mind. They fought off Napoleon, whooped his hind parts, sent them home, sent them packing. Get up out of here. Big ups to the Haitian people. 1924, that's when he came up with the Racial Integrity Act, the one-drop rule on paper. Didn't just change the paperwork, it changed bloodlines, it changed family trees, it changed how we see ourselves. These are things that we talk about on this show. And if you're interested, you're in the right place. And you go back even further. They had another one, 1740, the Negro Act in South Carolina. You see the blueprint, same pattern. Once you know the devil, you see the same patterns. They collapsed every category, Negro, Indian, mulatto, all the same under the law. That wasn't sloppy record keeping, that was strategy to grab your land. Your people had land. I heard a young rapper say, we came from the bottom, we came from nothing. No. Go do your DNA, go do your lineage, go do your family search. Quite possibly you came from the top. Quite possibly you came from the top. One other startling thing that we have shared on the show, and I tend to believe it. Horace has talked repeatedly about mound pyramids. Here in Baltimore, if you're from Baltimore, if you've been here, there are those of us who believe Mondawmin Mall is a mound pyramid. Without further ado, let me bring up my ace over there laying back in the gap. Hannibal James. How you doing, partner?
Yeah, what up, Donnie? You all right?
I ain't cut nobody.
Yes, sir.
Just come from a comedy show. Seeing my dude, Larry Lancaster.
Okay, was he funny?
I had to slide out of there, yeah.
Sir.
I had to slide out of there before you start cracking on me, because I ain't going no comedy show for you to crack jokes on me. I don't know if I could take that. I might fire back. Planet Wells, my man.
Hey now.
Hey, what up,
how's everybody?
Awesome.
Good. What was Donnie saying about comedy and what? Did he say something?
I went to a comedy show. See a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
Larry Lancaster. He's been on some national stages, Def Jam and all, but he was in there cracking jokes.
Okay. Gotcha.
I wanted to
Gotcha.
stay, but I had to come see you guys.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
I
That's a good thing.
wasn't gonna miss the show. This is my assignment.
Yes,
How
sir,
you doing,
man.
Hannibal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing good, Doc. Plenty well. How you
Good.
doing, sir?
Good. I'm hanging. We're
Yes,
good.
sir.
We're good.
Yeah, so I was up there listening to what Donnie was saying, and I was thinking about it was 36 states at the emancipation, 1863, 1865 period. So the North or the Union had 25 states, and the Confederacy had 11 states, right? And West Virginia came in 1863, and California and Nevada came right after emancipation, 1864.
Okay.
So it was a lot of, across the whole country, it was chaos for people like us. You get what I mean? So tribes everywhere, you know, that the tribes in the East, tribes in the Midwest, tribes all the way west where.
But don't you figure there was some kind of, don't you figure we had some kind of Black Panther? We had some type of special forces, some kind of assault team.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to explain with everybody about Tecumseh and the Shawnee and the Shawnee and the Yuchi, you know, and the red sticks of the Muskogee. That was like your special forces, so to speak. Those was the ones that was fighting to the very end. You know, the Shawnees and the Creek. So I think that by 1832, that's when the last treaty was signed with the Muskogee. So they was the last ones to really leave out of Alabama, and really some of them stayed after the treaty as well. So that's where you get a lot of us, you know, well, we classified as African Americans now, or Negroes. You can look in a book, it's a book called Slavery by Another Name, and it's written about the county, Coosa County down there, and you'll see them with Indian names that they arrested.
What's it called again? Slavery?
Slavery by Another Name.
By who?
I'm not for sure about the writer, but it's about the chain gang system, about how they went from slavery into like putting people in prison for
Douglas Blackman.
Yeah, I think that's him. And then it's a lady in there. I think she's one of my Bradford cousins. It talks about her getting
everybody's your cousin, man. You got the biggest family in all of America, man.
My grandfather used to say everybody in the county was his cousins, and that's fact. I know that's for sure. Like you go to the town.
Well, that's dangerous, man. That's dangerous. Do they know each other? Because I hope they ain't like.
No, they ain't kissing cousins. They ain't kissing cousins like that.
Okay.
You know, a lot of my family left from out of there, and we went to Philadelphia. We went to Pittsburgh, Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago, Los Angeles. You know, so we spread out now. So,
Shirley Baker on fire in this chat. Hello, Shirley Baker. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. So we got some creeks in the house.
How you know they creeks?
So the greeting that she just said.
Henshi.
Yeah, that means hello or good, how y'all doing or whatever. Like estango. Yeah. So this is a good thing to kind of learn. Even if you don't know the whole languages of the Muskogee or the Anayawi or the so-called Cherokee or the you know, it's good to know some of the words, and if you are this, I think of the lineage or the DNA, it should ring some bells with you, like genetic memory, you know. So I was talking about like the at emancipation and what's, you know, the states that conformed the Union and the Confederacy. So I just want to say, explain the 11 states that made up the Confederacy. You had Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and of course, Virginia was the head. And the Union, you had Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Oregon. It's something about Oregon. I'm going to talk about that afterwards. Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, Wisconsin, and West Virginia. It's Oregon. When Oregon became a state, they made a state constitution. And in their state constitution, it excluded any Negroes from being in the state of Oregon.
Period.
You know what I mean? So that's the reason why they was really fighting in the Civil War, Oregon was. Then you had like the border states like Delaware, Kentucky, Maryland, and Missouri. Then was like the border states that wasn't really into slavery at the time.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of, it's a lot of things that we need to know when we going into these states. The history of the states. You good? I mean, and then then you'll understand why they treat certain people the way they treat them today, because the history is reflective of how they treat people today. That's just what I'm getting at. So that's what we was just, Donnie was making a comparison in the beginning of the show that only 400,000, and where it was less than that, like 300-some thousand slaves were present in North America at emancipation at 1863. So that's during the whole slave trade. At 1863, 400,000 was here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was traded.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to make the comparison genetically. Like, it's kind of impossible for that many people to make 44 million plus people today. And that's what he's trying to say. He's trying to make the comparison that some of the native tribes were the ones enslaved. So that's where we at with the conversation so far. Yes, sir. So how you been?
Okay. Got a little aggravated stomach right now, but I'm all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You all right? Ain't taking anything for your stomach? Any natural remedies?
I'm just going with some peppermint tea right now and see how I do.
Okay, settle your stomach. Get it right.
Yeah, absolute.
Okay.
And have we heard from Horace Lee?
I haven't heard from Horace. I haven't. I'll try to get in contact with Mafia, see what he got tune in tonight. But I get him a call. I text Horace in a second once Donnie get back. And so, but the last show we had kind of took off. We had a lot of views, a lot of conversation, a lot of good conversations in the chats. In the comments, a lot of people was asking how they can get with someone to help them research their genealogy or show them. So I'm gonna say, go to my site. I'm gonna leave it on there. It's called ourheritagehub.com. And on the first page at the bottom, you can leave me your email, and you can also leave a message. And you can just tell me who you're searching, and I'll give it to my team of people that do research, and we'll help you guys out and put you on the right path. And a lot of people be having questions like, what was the native tribe in certain places? I can answer them questions, and I can tell you about the languages they spoke and the flow of these certain tribes. So I help my
Is
people
it free?
Well,
you charge a fee. Let me help you out. No, you charge a fee. He's $3.50 an hour.
Sounds good, but it's gonna be some detailed information, so I'll be able to help everybody out if that's what you want.
Donnie's coming with the management.
Planet. He's not giving away his services.
No, he can't.
I'm gonna pay him. Everybody else gonna pay him.
Tell Donnie, tell everybody how quick how I work with
man.
people.
He give people. I hand them the phone, and before they done, and so that's how fast you gotta send that invoice. If I ever have another kid, I'm gonna name him Invoice.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yes, sir. So I'm really good at connecting people with their lineage. I've been doing it like now over 20 years. So I got a lot of friends in especially the African American or so-called Black American genealogy groups. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of these people that do our research, and a lot of the people that research our native history as well. So, and then I'm in contact with certain peoples and certain tribes as well too.
Yeah, gotcha.
Osayo.
It was Cherokee. That's a Cherokee greeting, right? If I'm not mistaken. So each tribe have you can tell by it.
is Creek, Osayo is Cherokee.
Yeah.
That's what what's the name? What's the name? Girl in Oklahoma City. Sweetness.
Here you go, comment for you, Planet, from Night Query.
Okay.
probiotics, purple sauerkraut, ginger, rosemary tea for your stomach.
Okay. I got some rosemary around here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What about the probiotic purple sauerkraut? Talk to me.
Yeah, I know that. I know probiotics like kimchi. You know that they say that them people over there, the Asians, live a long time because they eat the kimchi. You know, it's like fermented cabbage that
They
they
eat
bury.
what?
Kimchi.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said something else.
Yeah, kimchi is fermented cabbage that they eat. You know, my sister, she ate some. She said it's good on a grilled cheese. So like make a grilled cheese sandwich and take some kimchi and put on it. It's good.
Lindell changed his name, man.
What up, though? What up, though?
He's L the Great now.
L the Great.
Or LJ
there you go.
LJ
the Great.
Yes, sir. What up, though?
Anthony Williams, shout out, brother.
What up, though,
panel. Oh, here go another one. Slice red onions and vinegar.
Yeah. I know
there you go.
Your stomach is the center of every sickness you have, you know. So
Absolutely.
You gotta have a balanced stomach, you know. That's why they be selling them the probiotic drinks in the supermarket.
This man over the market, man, he makes this, he named it after his grandma, Elizabeth, but the little containers, cucumbers, red onions, and I think it's a little vinegar.
Yeah, but you know what? That's what the old folks used to do. The old folks used to drink the vinegar. And that vinegar is like a probiotic for the stomach. You get what I mean? Like, what's the Mother's Nature, the vinegar with the yellow one? They just sold the company not that long ago, but
the real vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar.
The apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider?
Yeah, it was apple cider vinegar. I think it was called Mother's something.
The expensive is a little bit more than the regular vinegar.
Right, a little bit more than the Heinz and the white.
Yeah. No, this is some upper level vinegar.
Yeah. And then, you know, you take that for your stomach, and that, you know, you got acids in your stomach.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Well, while you on that topic, tell them why people eat. You know about dill? You seen people drink pickle juice. You seen it?
Yeah, keep you regular. I think everything is basically to keep you regular, because if you hold it, the sickness be there with the with the matter that's left behind. So same
with the what is this? Bill Gates.
Sold it to Bill Gates. He using fake apples.
Yeah, that was the issue. You know what I'm saying? They sold that Mother's Earth. I think Mother's Earth or something like that. They sold it and Bill Gates bought it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Vinegar has to say with the mother and be in a glass bottle.
Okay.
It kind of don't make sense there. Are some chiefs selling some of the acres for money behind the tribe's back?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. You know, you got places like down in Alabama, you got the porch bear of Creek in it. So it's basically like setting up a business, you know, or a LLC. You get what I mean? You got people that got titles to certain Native American tribes, like the Cherokee. That's just like being the United States of America. It's a corporation. You get what I mean? If you understand, Cherokee is called Anayawiya. The Creeks are called Muskogee. You get what I mean? So, or Muskogee speaking people, because you had Alabama tribes. You had the Tallapooses, the Coosas, the Edistos, the Natchez. You had thousands of tribes down there. So a lot of the setup is basically a corporation now. Basically, the Native American tribes now are basically like wards of the states, like dependents of the government. You know what I mean? So basically, the government is taking care of them and basically can tell them what to do and everything, you know. Right. But the good thing now is that the truth is coming out. I was watching a video. I think it was the former president of Colombia. I think last year, 2025 in October. I'm gonna share it with you, Donnie. It's a video of him, and he speaks about us being to the UN. And this is in September, October 2025. He talks about the blacks being the ancient indigenous folks. He used the term ancient indigenous. So it's the former president of Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of comments, yep, Hannibal, your stomach is the one thing that has the high in acid. Yeah. And then another thing too, like, years ago, I had a book written by Dr. Sebi, and it was a green book. And he talks about, what's the name of the situation where people have skin problems, look like fungus on the skin?
Rosacea?
You know what I'm talking about, Donnie? Look like fungus on the skin. Eczema. And come to find out, in the book, eczema is a deficiency of like chlorophyll, of having green vegetables. So when you eat a lot of green vegetables, you get what I mean, you can eliminate that chlorophyll. And then it talks about, Dr. Sebi was talking about being pH balanced and using like lemon water to keep your pH at a certain level.
Get that alkaline in there.
Or getting that alkaline. It was, I think a lot of our, especially back in the 90s, a lot of our MCs, a lot of the hip hop cats was really connected with a lot of this information that we trying to spill out to the people now. You know what I'm saying? Especially like going to Dr. Sebi was in Honduras, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Left Eye died at, because she was down there drinking the water that he had down there. And I was really a fan of Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was having babies in his 80s. He was making babies in his 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was.
Yeah, he got sued. The government sued Dr. Sebi about, Dr. Sebi was on the internet saying that he found a cure for AIDS or HIV. And so the government sued him. And, he went to court and he won.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
He
right.
won. So he proved in a court of law that he healed people with HIV.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, bottom line is you are what you eat.
Yes, sir. He said, Hannibal, what do you know about the Treaty of Mount Dexter, 1805? I'm not familiar with that, Gregory. Could you shed some lights on it and tell me what tribe? Then maybe I can go ahead and get an idea of what you're talking about. 1805, that's right after 1792. That's when like the White House was being made. You notice that in what year is that? 1890. If you ever doing research, right, you notice that 1850, 60, 70, and 80, you can find records. 1890, you can't find no records. So-called the White House was burned down, and the first White House was burned down with all the census records in 1890. So it's only like scattered pieces. But I got an idea that in 1890, a lot of them census records hold the truth of those indigenous people that was left behind in certain places, especially Alabama and Georgia, Mississippi as well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
See, we got a lot of trolls back in the original troll. He back in the house.
Say the original troll.
Yeah, chemtrails. We can put you can come on the show, instead of being in the comments, just come on and just talk. What I'm saying? All opinions is accepted here. This is an open forum, and we can discuss, What tribe? You say Creek or Muskogee. I know you said that, but which tribe within the Creek or Muskogee? You answer me that one. Then I can tell what are the four structures of clans you was from, whether you was a noble or whether you was a serf. So tell me what tribe you was in. What part of Alabama or Georgia was you in? Was your people in before you went to Oklahoma? Then I could tell you myself. Black men were secretly planning which side to choose during 1774, 1776. Many enslaved and freed black men were deciding, should I escape and join the British who promised freedom? Yeah, that's, that was, excuse me, y'all. That was the overlay for the underlay. That was like, to get at, because the Patriots here was really taking over and getting the British out of this North American, out of them 13 colonies. So the British was offering those who joined with them refuge up in like Nova Scotia. That's when you get like, what's his name? Sam, what's his name? They named a beer after him because he had it's a black guy. He had a tavern up there. Sam something, Samuel something. It's a beer. And he had it up in Nova Scotia. And people were escaping up there to Nova Scotia. Samuel Adams, I think that's
Adam Adams.
Samuel Adams.
Wow.
So like back in 1775, a lot of like that 1774, 1775, a lot of things happened. Like when George Washington was crossing the Delaware and them people on the ships, that's the very first Marines that come along. Back in 1775, the Marine Corps came alive. That's one of the theme songs of the Corps.
Okay.
So and on that ship and on that boat with Washington, there's a black man in the very front of it. If you look at that picture, at the very front of the ship. No, so we played both sides of the game. We was, to our own detriment.
Right. When I was, I think it was the third grade. We had the school play, and I was the brown skinned homie on the boat with George Washington. That was my stage premiere.
So chemtrails. If you were Lower Creek and you out there in Oklahoma, you had us as slaves too. So don't play that game with me. Your people enslaved us too, so you a sellout. That's facts. You learn about the Cuyeta and what they did to the Upper Creeks, the Red Sticks, or the White Sticks did to the Red Sticks. And you up here talking about who's native and who's not. Don't play them games. They weren't like that back in that days, right? So he don't know nothing about Sakuka. It's a Muskokuliki. That means that I'm the doorkeeper. Abika, right? Do you know anything about Kusa? I'm not saying it for nothing, chemtrails. That's for you. Now, give me a response back to that. Or stop trolling the crowd. I just had to say that, Donnie.
So this is the 1st Rhode Island Regiment. I learned from Tiger Davis. He's been on this show before. Tiger Davis shared with me about the 1st Rhode Island Regiment, and arguably they tilted the Revolutionary War. We know, well, I knew I had a good working knowledge of the Civil War, but the Revolutionary War, and it's further evidence that in every major skirmish, just like in every election, Black people play, melanated people, brown people that look like me and you. We tilt anything on this continent.
You know what, like even the name Delaware, that goes to the Delaware people or the Delaware tribe. That's one part of my mother's side of the family, the War family, or DE space LA space WARR. That's the original tribe out of Delaware. So if you did a genealogy test and you got connections to that family, that's the native people there. A lot of them people, you know what I'm saying, that area was colonized first. So you got to think about by the time emancipation, 1800s come around, it's 200 years that the colonizers been there. So a lot of people have been born, a lot of customs and culture has been passed down to those native and those who have been brought here. So it's going to be a different type of natives up that way, so to speak, than those down south. Those down in the Carolinas and those in Georgia and Alabama. You know, you don't hear about those tribes until like Georgia until 1730, Alabama into the 1830s, you know. So.
This is from Lindell. The 4th of July in 1774 and 1776 meant danger, not celebration for Black people in this region. Those years meant increased surveillance, harsh punishments for gatherings. He goes on to say that in 1705, the Virginia slave codes was the final erasure of the Moors.
I think it's up in Maryland. Maryland got a mention of one of them is what the natives up there, they call them Moors up there. The Delaware Moors. Is it Delaware Moors? It's one of some Moors up there that way. And they're indigenous folks and they look like us.
Mm-hmm.
So the states, well, I think it's Maryland that recognized them. You know, so we just got to do our studying and doing our due diligence and, you know, and really researching, you know. Especially like in Alabama, I keep on saying it. The answers, if you got roots in Alabama, your answers is there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no such thing like in Virginia and Alabama. They was fighting in Alabama and by the time the emancipation came around, they were still fighting. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Do you know about the Holy Ground Plantation? Where at you? Holy
Give
Ground.
us more, Mr. Geno Grant. It's from Amanda. I'm new here. My third great grandfather was born in Alabama around 1830s, and his mother was born in Maryland around 1818. Thank you all for joining and tuning in tonight. Please like and subscribe. We're not ones to tell you to or ask you to subscribe and like and all of that. It's something I guess we should do more of, but we're really focused on the history. Planet, you've been quiet. Bring it all together for us.
Well, you know, I think that we're definitely moving deeper and deeper into the inquiry. One of the things that has been coming up is this idea or this concept of a chosen people. And I have a problem with that concept.
Suppose you are the chosen people.
Because it's a very modern term, and it's also projecting onto the creator a human sensibility that one would choose, being in the jungle or being in a forest. That's like saying this plant here was chosen by God, and all the others
propaganda,
and all the others weren't. So my take on it is you can be chosen if you work on it, but it's not to be clumped in. You know, there's another group of people who have propagated that idea as well, and it didn't go well for them either.
I think that if you look at it in the bigger scheme of things, that we are chosen to be here at this specific time and specific place.
There you go. There you go.
We here.
Stevie Wonder say that.
Yeah.
There you go.
He comes from my neighborhood, Stevie Wonder.
Really?
Yeah.
Say, if you say that you are in it but not of it. Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life, beautiful album.
Yeah. Hotter than the 4th of July. That was the one that I was a little Master Blast. Yeah. You know, I was thinking about one of the comments said that her third great grandfather born in Alabama, his mother born in Maryland. How they got down there is that when Georgia is the key. When Georgia was created in the 1730s, the soldiers from Maryland and the rich people from Maryland and the Jesuits from Maryland came down. They was in North Carolina, then they came down to Georgia and inhabited Georgia. That's why your people from Maryland got down there. So did mine. Mine came from Maryland, like in think 1770s when the American Revolution was happening. A lot of the Maryland families was fleeing Georgia because the British was on their tail. And after the British got conquered, that's when they came back down. So I was able to find like my fourth and fifth great grandfather on he bought them, the slave master, the one who owned us at that time. And his name was Colonel Leonard Marbury. He's the one who wrote to George Washington about the Trail of Tears in 1792 before it happened in the 1830s. So they was planning that 40 years before. You know what I'm saying? They had to get the Spanish out the way first because the Spanish had that area. The French had it first. The Spanish took it from them. Then the English took it from them.
Here you go, Planet. Stevie Wonder. This is a song as my two brothers, one of them gone home. But they say these are the greatest lyrics ever written. The song As I'll Be Loving You Always.
I know the song. Yeah.
He said to the 8 times 8 is 4. He said he loved you till 8 times 8 is 4. And that would never be
serious love.
Yeah, that's some serious love.
But he said that God knew exactly where he wanted you to be placed. So when you said that line, Hannibal, it took me straight to Stevie Wonder.
Yes,
that's a hell of a song, man. People tell me they know songs. I say, memorize that one.
That's a deep one. You know what I'm saying? You know, and he was a genius. You know what I'm saying? He was a genius. He still is a genius.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would love to hear some of the music he made now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They say Stevie's a grabber.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie's a grabber. You know, what's the name of that song?
Rocket. That's how he sees. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
I remember Mike Epps did the little Stevie Wonder joke. Mike Epps said Stevie pulled him up in the club.
What did he say?
Well, I think it was Mike Epps. You know what Stevie said.
Stevie Baker, that's a classic too. That's a classic.
I heard Stevie give a message not long ago, and I'm sure it was directed at Donald Trump. But if anybody, has Stevie ever gotten a Nobel Peace Prize?
No, not that I know of. He should have.
I was sharing how Kendrick Lamar has won a Pulitzer, but Stevie, in some of the most tense situations in this country, I've heard him say some of the most, you know, it puts me in your mindset, Planet. You know how you all spiritual and nam ho ringy kyo and all. Boom. Just get us back to normal, getting people back. He levels it out.
Yeah, I love Stevie.
Superstition ain't the way, right?
That's right.
That was first artist I bought when they were selling 45s. I bought that song I Wish. You don't know about that. That's before your time. You don't know about that, do you?
I do the little bitty records. 45 the little records. I used to do them like
that song.
See,
yeah.
Looking back on when I was a little
the 45. Yeah.
And them things, they flew good too if you threw them.
Yeah. Mama gives you money for Sunday school. What you do, Planet? You
With
spend
that
yours
money?
on candy after church is through.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. He was speaking to me.
Supposed to put that money in the plate, Planet.
He was
I
speaking
think when you get up,
directly to me.
I
Sneaking
think
out the back door. Hang out with them hoodlum friends of mine.
dun, dun,
Yeah, that's
Nasty
him.
boy.
dun, dun, dun. Yep. You
Stevie
start
was
thinking about
rapping
that when
before
you get over
rapping was rapping,
25.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Telling the
I
truth,
bet you
though.
if someone approached you yesterday to tell you that you would be jamming, you would not believe it ever because you never thought that you would be jamming. I love the people in the chat, man, because they just pimp slapping chemtrails up and down. Carmen Grady, welcome. Dave Smith, welcome. Gregory English, as always. Harold Thornton, welcome back, cousin. Tecumseh Tia. I love that name. That's a powerful name, man.
Yeah.
The red man will rise again.
Yeah, I'm with that. Yeah.
I know it was a lot of creeks and stuff. Like I was trying to tell with chemtrails, there was a lot of backstabbing going on back then. You know, a lot of mixed bloods.
Wasn't Tecumseh a famous name among Indians?
Yeah.
Very famous.
Amongst the Shawnee. Like I was trying to say, he
Who
came
was
down
Tecumseh?
in the he was the chief of the one of the chiefs of the Shawnee, and he came down to Alabama, and he gave a speech to the Upper Creeks, and that speech rejuvenated us, and we fought Andrew Jackson, and we lost, and we got enslaved.
But it wasn't just one fight against Jack. It was those. You talking about the Seminole Wars, right?
Yeah, you talking about Seminole Wars out in South Carolina, but you talking about the Battle of Horseshoe Bends, the Battle of Anita Chopco. That was Anita Chopco is not that far from where my family come from.
Now you said the Seminole Wars were South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina, and they fled to Alabama to the ancient town of Coosa, where we come from. Well,
now Florida played a role in that also.
Yeah, because they fled out of. If you look at Alabama, where we at, it's not that far from Florida. You running from like the Tallahassee people comes from out of Alabama right there, and they fled into Florida and bringing the names like Tallahassee with them.
Hold up now. I want you to give me some visual on this. Welcome again to the show. Hannibal, your numbers are through the roof tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right, then run that past me again. I know the Seminoles. My understanding is like as the second Seminole War was coming into the third, the Indians were back all the way to the bottom of Florida, to the Everglades. Those are the unconquered who never left.
So you see the end of where the orange is to the left, where it's coming into Alabama, and right there in the center is where my people come from. That's Coosa, Alabama. That's right below, or you come like right below the words Alabama. That's like Birmingham and Sylacauga and Talladega is right over there. Childersburg is right there. That's where, and then you got Etowah up there. That's where the Cherokee came in.
So listen to what I'm saying. My understanding is if you were enslaved and you escaped from South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, you made it to Florida, up until 1831, you were free.
Yeah, up into the 1900s. Florida didn't become a state until the late 1900s, early 1900s.
But Spain owned it until 1831.
Right, but that was the the Spain and England was at war with each other. You know what I'm saying? So they was bartering back then.
You get what I mean? I Am Black Wall Street. I talk about it.
Even this map don't do no justice because they don't ever show the islands. If you look real close to the edge of where South Carolina and North Carolina and Georgia meets, it's nothing but islands there. It's a lot of islands like Hilton Head Island.
Hold tight, calm down. I didn't know you was looking for islands. I'll get you islands. You want islands? I'll get you all the damn islands you want.
Yeah, but it's one called Edisco. EDIST.
Hold tight. Calm down, killer. Jeez.
I get hot when I'm teaching.
No, it's about throw the islands out there, Donnie.
Okay, calm down. They got all kinds of. I'm good at getting stuff, but some people they want to own everything. When you're using photos, let me tell you, people will get all of the photos of our people and then charge you.
Yeah. So this comment on the screen say Tecumseh Woods in Michigan. So the Shawnee came down south to the Muskogee, but they also came up here north to Michigan and got the Huron and the Wyandot tribes too. So that's why you see Tecumseh Woods in Michigan.
Now that's something I did not know.
That is nothing but islands there.
Yeah, man. That's
and that water is fierce right there. People swam to them islands. You know what I mean? To get away from what was happening in South Carolina.
So somebody trying to get away from Shea-Wate, the cracker, they gonna find a way.
Yeah, they gonna find a way.
And why did they call them crackers, Planet?
The crack of the whip is what I heard.
The crack of the whip. That's why they call them crackers.
And then I dispute that the fact of the one hunky. You know how everybody say the hunky come from them pulling up with a car and beating the horn. But I say that hunky is the word hutki in Muskogee, meaning white. Hutki.
Oh, okay.
Right. I think that's, I think a lot of our people was saying terms or words that they knew back from certain tribes and that certain people heard it and changed it. You get what I mean?
Right.
You know who they were talking about.
Yeah.
Is it hanky or honky?
Right. Exactly.
That was no mistake.
But you see the PD River up there, like South Carolina. It's an entrance. It's an old movie called Cape Fear, and that's what Cape Fear is at, up there at the top, right there with South Carolina at.
Okay.
Up in Hilton Head.
Yeah, up there, up that way, and coming into that waterway into the land back in the 1520s when I talked about Isabella and Ferdinand sending slaves over here. Francisco de Chicora and 600 slaves from Africa through that waterway, and they escaped. And then a lot of their descendants is mixed amongst us as well. So we are multifaceted amalgamation of people that was fighting and fleeing.
Now look here. Now this is modern times. That Jekyll Island, don't that have something to do with Jeffrey Epstein?
I'm not for sure.
Jekyll Island is the third one from the bottom listed. Isn't that?
It may be.
Well, let me not speak out of school, but I'm almost sure I heard.
I know for sure that the Bahamas is not that far from there. When you're going south, the Bahamas is right there off the coast of like South Carolina and Georgia. So that's why
they talked about Jekyll Island on the show. That's where they had the 2021 GOP convention held on Jekyll Island. This event was dominated by Trump's stolen election narrative. Yeah. While Governor Kemp was booed for not overturning the 2020 election results, delegates notably did not formally censor him, showing a complex dynamic between the state party and Trump's influence. Yeah, I knew it had something to do with old Freaky Bob president. Yeah, think about that. Does it seem like this country protects pedophiles?
I think it's when you're doing your genealogy.
I mean, why are they so hush about it? 1 minute we want the files, The next thing I know, he invading Nicaragua's kidnapping the president, Venezuela, snatched the president, and taking their oil. You don't hear nothing much about that no more. Straight stick up.
It's all deflection.
And then this is the thing, and going back to that earlier conversation planted about propaganda. Those who control the media control the narrative. The reason we got to write our own books is because the other books that are out there don't represent us. They write us out of history. I mean, on this show, and when we first got started, Mike Lane, to his credit, brought up about the pyramids. How many of us know that there are more pyramids when you consider the mound pyramids? More pyramids in the Americas than in Africa. And this is not to say America is better than Africa or Africa is better than America. It's just saying the history that's been hidden from us.
Correct.
Because if we were really paying attention to them damn pyramids, we like, that's us.
Yeah.
The pyramids in Mexico, I'm talking about, the Yucatan.
Yeah.
We did that.
Well, the
that's us. We were here thousands of years ago. These people come around calling us, got us calling each other's N-word. I wish we could find a better word that we could endear to each other.
When we talk about
everywhere, it's like you can't be a comedian on television unless you say it.
When we talk about American history, and then we talk about Black history, it's assumed that American history is American history. Well, if that was the case, there would be no need to have a title of Black history, because Black history is the history of America.
This is what they don't teach you in school. Sorry, Planet.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what they don't teach you in school. Correct.
Cahokia. Look at that. Look at that. Mound pyramids. I was just watching a clip down in Florida, 95. They built 95 through the Black community, through a graveyard. 95 down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Totally disrespectful. And big ups to Horace for making this important to us.
Absolutely.
They built roads over our cemeteries. In Egypt, they dig up Egyptian ancestors. In South America, they dig up South American ancestors. Stop digging up people's. We don't go out to Garrison Forest and dig up your ancestors.
Correct.
The audacity of a son of a dead dog to go dig up somebody's ancestors. And then when the crackling unleash on them and them scientists die and they wonder why, FAFO, ain't that what they say about them people got shot up by ICE? And stop stealing our terms. We can't have nothing. We had Bud Light. Remember, what's up? They stole that. FOH, F around, F out of here. They stole that. FAFO, they stole it. God damn, can we have anything? Damn, they would steal Jesus off the cross if he wasn't nailed down.
Right.
So this Black History Month, and we giving you some American history, some melanated history, Black, whatever you want to call it. Feel free. However you define yourself, you're welcome here. But this is a mound pyramid. It's Cahokia, probably a burial mound. And it goes back hundreds, if not thousands of years, right here in North America. And there are over 450 of these across North America, at least. And a lot of them are hidden. As Horace has pointed out, they're fenced off. They're surrounded by trees such that unless you have a drone or a helicopter, you'll never see them. And Horace insists that we connect with them. Now, I told Horace we should have a church service. Horace said we should have a concert. So maybe we can do both. I'll take the first. We're going to take the first night. He can take the second night. And do whatever. Make some vibrations on there.
Yeah.
Horace said we got to lift up our ancestors.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I tell you, I have missed that part of the show. Him calling out all of those names.
Yes, sir.
Y'all talk to Horace?
Yeah, let me try to give him a call real quick.
Yeah, give him a call, man. Give him a little nudge. That's a book we had to read for last semester. Great book. But this is my new favorite book. Did I show you Planet? I got it in the mail by James Adair.
Okay.
The history of the American Indians. And this guy insists that the Native Americans going back to the mid 1700s were Jews. That would just blow the whole damn. This is get a book. Now, there's one thing that's said, and I don't know that it's not true because I haven't polled every black person, melanated person. But it said if you want to hide something from,
put it in a book.
Put it in a book. Now I know that's not true because we wrote books. We wrote the first books. But I think the real hit is that more of us, we got to get back to opening up those books. And writing our own books, doing our own research.
There you go.
Thank you to all of the many people who have supported this show. Please like and subscribe. We've been doing the show since August of last year. Start off with Mike Lane. We did 3 powerful shows. One of those shows has about 50,000 hits on it. And then he and I went our separate ways. And out of the clear blessings of God, I meet Planet, Hannibal, Mafia Shakur, and Horace. And we've been rolling ever since. I'm Planet.
We have. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Rolling since August. And this channel has gotten more hits. Been doing this channel since 2009. But this has really taken off. Hey, Tahonga.
What's up, Tahonga?
They were saying that because we spoke different languages, so they run and say we couldn't read and write. I can only imagine how many things have been buried, burned, destroyed. And if all we know about American history is through the television, the television, then we better go back to the first film that was ever created in this country by D.W. Griffith, The Birth of a Nation, which clearly tells you, if you don't know how they feel about you, if after watching Trump and his White House and ICE and how they get down and Bono, what's her name? Bono,
Blondie or whatever.
Dodo, beach body, bleach blondes, and big ups to Jasmine Crockett. I love that one, but that woman's just pure fire. She's setting Texas on fire. You know she's trying to be the senator down there.
Down in Texas?
Yes, sir. They tried to box her in. She right now, she done pulled up at half court and trying to drop that 3. Senator, U.S. Senator. Shut them all down.
Yeah. You know, when I lived down in Alabama, they was, down in the South, they always talk about leaving the Union. So,
leave. Get the hell out.
Right. You know, they say Texas is the only state that can leave the Union because of its republic status. So that's what they say down south.
A lot of melanated people over there. I gotta hear what they say first.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, we got family over there. We got friends over there. Let's see what they talking about.
Yes, sir.
But we are no stranger to that area because I talk about it in that second book. Chief John Horse came out of Florida, went to Oklahoma, then Indian Territory, didn't like it, went through Texas, building black towns, and landed in Mexico. So the melanated soldiers, American Indians, were the border patrol for Mexico. See, everybody else around the world treat us with decency. Remember them black soldiers over there in France? They gave them the French cross.
Yeah, like what they
everybody love and revere us.
And it's
the Americans. It's the American. It's the low damn self-esteem Americans.
Yes, sir.
Who got a problem with us? See, when your self-esteem low, you hate anything, everything.
This is a good comment right here on the screen. My cousin used to, if you know anything, Dave Smith. Dave Smith. You know about the old Chrysler plant. Used to sit there on Mound Road, south of 8 Mile, that area. And if you go into the suburbs past 8 Mile, right there, that's where the mounds.
They destroyed it.
Yeah, they destroyed all the mounds here in Detroit. We off the river down there. It's off like the historic Fort Wayne. It was all types of mounds around off the river down there. If you ever see the Detroit River, it's a huge river. Don't jump in and you got an undertow in it. You know, we all people that know in Detroit don't jump in that water. You know, you fall in that, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. Yeah. Yes, sir. There's some good comments going on in the chat.
Thank you to all of the people who have been supporting our show A1 from day one. We got some new comments.
Okay, who you see?
Well, it's new for me. Freda Rente.
Okay.
Frida Rente. We did read and write, not the European languages, and the whites who were sent here could not read. That part of we know. They were criminals. A lot of them were, hey, they cleared out the jails.
Yeah, debtors' prisons and stuff like that. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for correcting me, Night Crave. You're right. They're not Americans. They're invaders.
Mm-hmm. New listener. Okay.
Brother Sean West.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Sean West.
Thanks for tuning in. Hey, welcome.
Thank you, First One Time.
Yeah, welcome. You know.
They go to hunger. Your ancestors spoke that all of us didn't speak for your own folks. Ooh.
Right. And if everybody noticed one thing in history, they never talk about the native tribes from the Southeast. I'm talking about the Muskogee, the Choctaw, the Cherokee, the so-called Seminoles. They never talk about them because they have to admit one thing, that they us. The Smithsonian the Smithsonian even talks about the Creeks being us. You know, the Department of the Interior talks about it in old documents. You know, it's like we playing this game to prove something that this government already knows. You know,
Bondi, that's it, Bondi. Goofy self. Megyn Kelly's real ill too. Just sick soul. Sick soul. What's she gonna do when she get that heaven, find out God is a melanated woman? What's she gonna do?
Yeah. I see there's a lot of people claiming showing where they from, the tribe Saponis. See them Saponis.
Please drop your tribe in the chat. Please drop your child in the chat. I claim the Blackfoot.
Yeah, the Okanichis and the Hiliwas. That's them Blackfoots there. Saponis. You have some Siouan speakers. Yeah, you got Siouan speaking tribes in Kentucky too. You know, then you got like in Tennessee, you got some of the Chickamauga Cherokees that was fighting against the other Cherokees that was in the alliance with the English and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, this was a bitter game. You know, tribes was fighting each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why I'm getting that chemtrail to tell me what tribe he come from, because he really vocal in the chat. Somebody wants to say what tribe he come from, he just gonna say Creek. You know, that just lets you know that a lot of people just talking, and you know, it just like I said, it's a business.
Don't have the information, yeah.
Don't have the information, but when you learn the information, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be another thing. It's not honorable. You know what happened. You know, when you really learn the history of how the Muskogee speaking people or the Abika, the ones who submitted the other tribes to the ways of the Coosa, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not on the Dawes roll. What about the Parson and Abbott's roll? Does that count? That's the roll before your rolls, right? That roll happened 34 years before your roll. So what if my people on that roll? Then what? You're fake as fuck. Admit Muskogee had slaves. I said Muskogee had slaves. I said you lower creeks, the ones that's out there, had us as slaves. That's why your ass is out there. Right? So you know about the Fixicos? You know about that name? So if you know about that name, you know I'm not a freeman. Yep. It's a lot of Bowies. I heard that family too. That place. Bowie, Texas, Bowie, Maryland. Yeah. Yes, sir. See, in the Muskogee, as far as the Muskogee tribe, the head tribe was called Coosa. That's the ancient people. The modern people, the doorkeepers, will be called Abika. They come from the area of Talladega, where my family comes from. Sylacauga is a Shawnee word. That's where the Shawnee resided. I'm attached to a guy named Key Emulga. That's from the Shawnee. I'm attached to a guy named Tawar Fixico, meaning the town Fixico or Finnico, right? And then the Hadjo tribe, Hadjo, the crazy warriors, right? Or the Red Six. That's who I'm attached to. Now tell me who you attached to. So you still talking about a car. So you had the Macintoshes that sold out the whole nation. And the guys, you guys who descendants out there that went out there, you guys left out there with Macintosh. So there's no pride in being out there. They're just letting you know you just sold out. You just one of the descendants that's just sold out. And how you treat us out there is reflective. You know, the freedmen's just not getting the rights. And them freedmen's is more Muskogee than you because they got the blood in them. You get what I mean? You guys weren't purchasing slaves. You guys was enslaving other tribes that wasn't down with the British or the Spanish. That's what you guys was doing. You know? I'm just tired of talking to him because he ain't saying who he is. What river system in Georgia, Alabama you was? Were you by the Flint River, the Chattahoochee? Were you by the Coosa, the Tallapoosa's? Where you was at? Where your people were at? What's your people last name? See, this is how you box one of them in the corner. You got to know about the tribes. Because whatever last name you tell me, I'm going to speak the truth about them.
Right.
Man, get the hell out of here. Look at this guy. This is a troll here. We need to kick him out the damn group. You know, and I'm going to throw this one out there for those who listening. So the Choctaws and Chickasaws were slave catchers. They scalped slaves that they couldn't bring back, right? In the place where we say Coosa, the Choctaw called it canebrake. You guys snitched on us to the English. And so we was actually fighting the Cherokee, the English, and the Choctaw. So don't try to bring no tribes. You're a liar. And the truth ain't in you. Yeah. All right. And because he don't know that, he's a liar. See, they don't understand that once we get back, it's gonna be some situations. You know, they said I was looking at something saying that like 83 tribes have been expelled so far. You know, how they reconfiguring things. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, even some of my cousins that's in the Anayawe, so-called Cherokee, they talking about how you guys is out there, or the tribes out in Oklahoma is scrambling, coming up with solutions, trying to include people like us, right? I hear the conjecture of what's going on out there.
Right.
You know? Yeah. And so we on. There's a lot of people in the chat. So you know, a lot of you guys start telling me where your ancestors is from, so I can start naming some tribes. You know, if you're from Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, let me start doing some studying, so we can start networking. We can get some study groups and some groups together. You know, I see my Saponi people were here, so they can connect you guys with like the Tutelos and the Yasan people. You know, the other Siouan speakers, you know, the Catawbas and stuff like that. The Tuscaroras, you know, that they was down there, so a lot of Tuscaroras got Siouan blood too, even though they part of the Haudenosaunee, because the Iroquois came and got the Tuscaroras when they was down in the Carolinas. So, yeah,
that's strong right there.
That's strong. Oh yeah. See, that's what's going on out there. That's why I'm not too adamantly putting my people in that fray. You know what I mean? You know, I'm saying, I found like the land allotment from the Treaty of Cassata that was left behind. You know, it was a lot of them, and then how they took it from us. You know,
right?
Yeah. So, like I said, if you got roots in Alabama, you can connect yourself to either the Muskogee, the Choctaw, or the Chickasaws.
These are some rotten ass people. You see these people in this picture, man? You see your people? Now, I'm imagining that this is like one of them Dawes commissions.
Yeah. Yeah. So when
tribal censuses around the start of the 20th century split people living among native communities into groups that were separate but by no means equal. Clashes between sovereignty. Let me just share a little bit with you. Clashes between sovereignty rights and civil rights reveal an uncomfortable and complicated story about race belonging in America. And it goes in 1979, Oklahoma woman named Johnny Mae Austin stopped getting mail from the Muskogee Nation. There were no more announcements of meetings, notices of elections, or news of monetary settlements. The problem wasn't postal. Austin's Muskogee citizenship had been erased by a new Muskogee constitution in which citizenship was defined by blood, words that named a fraught crossroads of Native and African American histories. That's what I wanted to share with you. This is in the New Yorker.
Right.
And it's 2022, July 18, 2022. But you see them people right there. Those are the Indians.
That was us. You know, like, they just in 2025 said, well, okay, you guys can come back into the tribe. You know, I talked to one of the cousins out there. She said, well, the Seminoles let them in. So they joined the Seminoles. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't even really sure to go into with the Muskogees out there. Yeah,
so look, we're going to end this once and for all, because I stopped blocking. I ain't blocking no more. I ain't blocking people no more. We had a troll. Before, but we're going to do this for you, chemtrails. Since you want to talk smack, they were being nice to you. I'm just going, here's the link right here. Just come on in and say hello. That's all we want you to do. Chemtrail 777. There's the link right there. You see the link? Come on in here. There you go, right there. And we welcome anyone to come on the show. But Chemtrails has talked a lot of smack, and the panel has been very kind. Yeah. And he was disrespectful in a couple of his comments.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it's
call them
best
Facebook gangsters.
Be patient and be calm. Have a civil conversation. You know, I got the card. You know, a lot of them got the card, but don't know why they got the card. You get what I mean? So, because my believe it or not, the reason why you out there, those who own my family was involved in that shit. The reason why you out there. So I could tell you all the players who played in the reason why you out there. I can show you your chief's English counterparts that was playing in his kin folks that was in the military that was actually pushing it. You guys were playing both sides of the game. Where you at?
He ain't coming, but Red Stick is joining us, I think.
Chemtrails.
Red Stick.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Let's see what you got. You're calling me fake. Let's see what you got.
Why you call yourself a Red Stick, then you say you're a Choctaw?
Both my parents are Native American. One's Muskogee and the other one's Choctaw. They met at a Native American boarding school.
Oklahoma?
Why does that matter?
I asked where was the boarding school at? Because it's kind of.
That's all you need to know. They went to a boarding school and they met there. And it was from the Choctaw.
And the Creeks get together. And you call yourself a red stick, so you're Upper Creek, right? So what town your family come from?
I'm actually Choctaw. I'm ready. Can you let me talk for once? I know that you're not very good with manners, but I'll teach you really quick.
Hey,
when somebody talks, let them talk
and
then you answer.
One more time to disrespect me on this platform and you won't talk at all. How about that?
So we can use manners. We can be civil.
We are civil.
All right, come on. What? Ask me all your questions. Let's see what you got. I'm about to answer you.
I asked you which Upper Creek town your ancestors come from.
Well, they were near Horseshoe Bend from the massacre, so I'm pretty sure nearby that.
So that's where my people come from. What's the last name? Horseshoe Bend.
You said, hold on. Let me ask you a question now. You asked one, I get to ask one.
Go ahead.
Okay, you said my CDIB card doesn't matter, but aren't those issued by the Native Americans?
I said that you got a card because your tribe is a ward. You're not really self-determined. You know, you only do what this government here allows you to do. Right? Wasn't it like...
Is that why we just defeated the poor over hunting ground?
Say again?
We just defeated the federal government in a court battle over hunting grounds over here, and we won.
In Oklahoma?
We don't.
In Hennessy, Oklahoma?
Mississippi.
In Mississippi? In Mississippi,
Next question.
where I asked you, where is the land that you guys won? And which tribe won the land?
We all lost at the same time, so they removed us, remember?
You just said to me that you guys just won a federal case where you guys just won some hunting land back. I'm asking, where was this land at?
You keep asking me that. But we were removed, remember? And we're not allowed to speak our language or figure out where we're from.
Listen, so tell me this.
And then you're running around trying to act like you're Native
American. You guys, hear me out. When you supposedly or walked the Trail of Tears, did everybody walk the Trail of Tears?
I didn't. My ancestor was in the military at the time, and his lieutenant told him to move here, and we were already here before the Trail of Tears started. So my Native American ancestor founded the town.
You're basically saying that your ancestors was with those who was part of the Confederacy, right? In the beginning.
No, they were part of Union.
It was part of the North. And being Choctaw or Creeks. Come on, man.
No, one Native American by himself went to the Union, joined up, and then when the war was over, they told him to move to Oklahoma and don't come back.
Okay,
so we moved here, and we moved to the town of Oklahoma before it was a state.
Okay, it's a road called the Parsons and Abbott's Road. I want you to look up that road.
That's irrelevant.
Why?
Relevance.
Why?
Relevance.
Why? Because on that road, the true Creeks are on that road. That's why you're saying it's irrelevant. Because now we can go back into the Coweta, right? Those who's
you're just making up shit as you go along.
Making up shit. If anybody in our chat look up COWE
Native American.
No, we got people that can research as we talking.
Correct.
We can look. We can talk about this right now. And we can clear it up and see who's telling the truth. See who's sell out or not. to see if you actually being prideful
So
on
you're calling
people
me
that
a sellout?
sold out a tribe, right?
You're trying to call me a sellout?
Yeah, I'm calling you a sellout. I ain't trying
Not a
to.
debate.
I'm calling you one.
You ain't
I'm telling you that my people come from Coosa. We come from Coosa, and the place Coosa and Tallapoosa counties, right there around Sylacauga. That's where my people come from, and a lot of us stay behind. And if you know anything about the Parsons and Abbots Road, this is why you don't want to talk about it, because you know that we have rights to your tribe and to them funds you so-called got. Right?
See, that's what it is. You want to get in.
No. Hear me out. That wasn't even the argument. What I'm saying to you is that when you guys got you guys' rights, it was rights left to us too.
Where's your courts? Tell your courts to give you all these rights.
Okay. So you're gonna open up a can of worms you don't want to open up.
We got all kinds of Native Americans as lawyers, and they're going to prove you wrong 50 ways to Sunday.
Okay.
Native American lawyers, not niggers.
No. Hey,
wait a minute.
You on a screen. You don't got no nuts to say that in one of our faces, because we'll beat you to sundown.
I'll frag you in your sleep.
We're not our ancestors.
I'll throw a grenade in your sleep.
Listen, I'm the one that hurt you real bad.
You're old as fuck.
Yeah, I could be, but I'm strong enough to whoop you.
Watch me knock you out like it's funny.
Let's get hey, get down to kick this joker out.
Bye, nigger.
So that clarifies.
It finally came out. I was waiting on it. I was waiting on it. It finally came out. Oh, wow! Great job, Hannibal.
Hannibal, yeah, great job.
Hannibal, I'm sorry. Red Stick, are you still there?
No, he shouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Why'd you have to go there, man?
Hey, I'll just pull one of my Native American lawyers and I'll have this all.
Why'd you have to call him out his name? That wasn't nice. Where did you learn that from? That's not honorable.
You're not honorable. You're over here lying about being Native American. You can't prove it.
You got black people in your family, and you're disappointed.
I got two different.
Say the name of your tribes in your original language. Say the name of the Choctaw in their language, and say the name of the Muskogee in our language.
Hey, what's Inky then?
I asked you a question. I asked you to say what Choctaw is in your language. Name the Choctaw people in your language. Say the name. So you should know that, and then say the name of the Muskogee people.
What's muffo mean in Choctaw?
Hey, Johnny, get rid of this clown. We wasting our time.
Mean? What's Inky mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that clearly reveals.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You did something that I can't do.
You should be proud of me, Donnie.
I'm proud of our family. I'm proud of our family.
Because I was getting ready to go through the
But to the people the people in the chat, bye Felicia. Big ups to the people in the chat. Let's give them some love. Calvin Cook, Provider Style.
He said Hannibal the cannibal. Ate him up, huh?
Dread Veeman, you were on it, Dread. Dread, you were on it from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
See, and this got to go to my people. That's my cousins. That's on them boards in the.
I'm proud of y'all, man. I'm proud to be. I'm sorry.
Can I say something real quick, Donnie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this for my cousins that's in the Nesman tribe and the Saponis. You hear these folks, right? But you folks being quiet about us being out here.
Mm-hmm.
So say something. Even those who's freedmen, say something to us. Come meet us. Meet us midway. You know, you hear these folks, right? If you're watching this video, you hear them. So let's see where you guys stand with us. See if you're gonna be an ally or a foe. I had to put that out there. It's planet. You know, because that's what we're dealing with. You know, people that's gonna troll and think that this game is not serious. This game is serious.
Well, he revealed himself.
Oh yeah.
You know, you pulled it out of him, right?
Yeah. Pulled it right out of him. He said he called me a nigger. That's the first time probably in my life that I've been called one. I took it well though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no Native American, right, that I know, okay, would ever use that word.
Right.
And I used to teach
at
a Native American school.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but that's the work.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? You know, it's gonna be a lot of that. It's gonna be happening. But the thing is, what I'm saying is that if you can't tell me where you from, if you claiming to be a creek or a place that's a body of water, then you lied to me.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned.
You know, when you see what is it? Killers of the
Flower Moon.
Flower Moon, right?
Yeah.
What they're showing is they're showing the nature of people that did this kind of obfuscation to get land, resources, oil, right? So it's a deep thread, right?
Right.
Of a person that is holding all that in, you know.
Right.
Because that's what he wanted to say at first.
Yeah. That's what he wanted to say.
But he jumped off into this dance. Right.
That's why I was trying to get him to say.
But words can't hurt us.
Right, at all. I'm trying to. He come from around where I come from. I'm trying to get him to say which tribe. Then I could tell him, was he noble or not? You get what I mean? Right. Was he forced to be a serf? You get what I mean?
Correct.
You know, because it internally they was messed up. You know, a lot of the ancestors was. You get what I mean? It was a lot of conquering of folks. You get what I mean? That's why we talk about the inside. You get what I mean? You see how it's working inside.
I gotta ask y'all, brothers, why do white people like him feel the need to call you, disrespect you, me, because of our skin? What is that?
Well, my feeling is that it is mental illness.
It is.
Yeah.
You hate God. You hate something that God created.
Just
mental illness.
Because you think he gonna get away with it. You know, they got away with it in the past. Like I told him, we ain't them people. You know, he out there in Oklahoma. Come to Detroit with that shit.
Right.
There's some people in Oklahoma that would tap him.
Yeah.
True.
Tap him right on the shoulder.
True. Yeah. Don't step in NYC.
But after all of that, I'd have had a lot more respect if he just came out with the N-word in the beginning.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Just say who you
are.
Well,
you're clearly not on this cat's level. You clearly don't have the knowledge, so your default. That's the default, nigger.
Yeah, but it got to be onto something for you to sit back and troll something and listen. You got to be, you know, you're trying to prevent something from coming.
He might be getting paid.
Right.
Sun damage. Been in the sun too long. Yeah.
You know,
all he got to do is look for social media. Remember our ancestors. I knew a man, God rest him, Mr. Meacham. He was 95 when he went home. And he told me about his days in South Carolina and how they had to, you know, step to the side when white people came walking down the street. Mr. Meacham was a vice principal. He may have been a principal, but I know he's a vice principal here in Baltimore City one of the co-founders of James Mosher Baseball. That's our oldest baseball league, 65 years old or so. It's sad that in 2026, when I was, 20, 30 years ago, but this 2026, why do you hate people because of their skin? Black people haven't done anything to you.
Well, I have to put out a motion here.
Come on.
Because I understand, and I bring but look, when the vibe is like that, okay, you need to excommunicate the homie. If I was, if this would have lasted like 30 seconds, bro.
It wouldn't have lasted. He'd have been knocked out and we'd have been walking down the street.
No, I mean, on the show, we ain't got time for that. I don't have time for that. So we have to implement the veto button. I know how you feel about that. We want to give everybody a platform, but no, yo.
All right.
If the energy is ridiculous, excommunicate the homie.
All right, there it is. There it is. I'll go and find him. I'll free Willie.
Yeah.
Gave you a chance. We gave you a chance to be human, and you blew it.
And if he comes up through a different channel,
excommunicate
that channel.
Do you know this guy in politics? Jasmine Crockett wore his honey out. Now, this guy, he would have to be a congressman. There you go. I got him. Y'all ever heard of this guy here? He is really, really, you talk about mental illness. This one here is, oh, damn. Boy, they kill me with the web files. I got him, though. You hold tight. I'm trying to get a really good picture of him because he's a sick-looking puppy.
Well done, Hannibal. Well done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got you.
That stillness is your source.
That's what I'm trying to be.
I got you. Right.
So you never been called that word before, huh?
Oh, no.
He said no.
No, you know what? See, we different classes
this
here.
Cat here. This guy is blocking all kinds of stuff. This one here.
He's a professional.
Yeah, he be going against that Jasmine Crockett, right? Jasmine
be digging in his hind parts.
He go against anything brown or black or whatever.
He's a pedophile.
If it ain't,
he's a pedophile. Look up Jim Jordan.
They on some other stuff. I'm telling you.
I got family out there in Pontiac too. Pontiac is a name of an Indian up here in Michigan. Pontiac is where the Lions used to play at a while back.
Right, that's right.
Just so you know who you're dealing with. I gotta do this. Gotta take the other one out. Yeah. Stop screen. Okay, I got you now. This son of a gun deposed an ongoing Ohio State University sex abuse lawsuit. This guy, Jim Jordan, chairman of the House Judiciary, freak bond at the Capitol. This is in June. This is him. There have been major developments in the ongoing lawsuit against Ohio State University by sexual assault victims. A former OSU team doctor, Richard Strauss, who died 20 years ago, is accused of abusing hundreds OSU athletes in the 80s and 90s. And this guy's defending him. Jordan's office issued a statement saying, as everyone knows, Chairman Jordan never saw or heard of any abuse. And if he had, he would have dealt with it. But he want to hold somebody accountable. Freak bod. Defending the pedophile. Defending pedophilia, hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
Let it all come out. Let them all get what they deserve. Because it's all coming out now, right?
Yep.
Handle that question there, big brother.
The content.
I personally think you can call yourself whatever you want.
True.
I know when I have said black on this show loosely, somebody like Sweetness will come up and say, we not black. So I have corrected myself, and I am saying melanated more and more, even in my writings, because I don't want no smoke. I don't want Sweetness coming from Oklahoma City on me.
They got some good barbecue out there. You ever been out there, Nate? Oklahoma?
No, sir. Been to Arkansas.
Yeah. We got a stockyard out there in Oklahoma. Like I think it's the stockyard is in Chicago and the stockyard in Oklahoma. That's where I think we get all the beef from. In them two places.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Red Indians are descendants of Mongolians. So when they say the red people, help me out. Are they talking about melanated? Are they talking about us? Or are they talking about the Asians through the Bering Strait?
I think that's what they trying. I think that's what he is.
Because that's been blurred. The truth be told, it's been blurred. And the way I see it, Hollywood, you know, everybody in Hollywood, when they on television, everybody looks darker. When I see them in person, I'm like, you're not that dark. Everybody want to be darker on television. Well, but don't nobody want to be black. They want our culture, but they don't want our struggle.
The crayon. There we go. The crayon says red Indian, and the crayon is my color.
And it's also who writes it, who controls these companies.
Somebody thought differently about what. There is no one generic color of Indian anyway. Well, let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that with copper.
Yeah.
I'm embracing the copper.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
And you know, that's what I love about this show. We're all learning, and it's okay not to know. It's okay to to have questions. And y'all make me feel comfortable being able to ask questions. I don't know it all.
No one does.
Sir, it's been a good night tonight, you guys.
Yeah, Planet, we gonna really need you to hit that one more extra time tonight. Just for old boy. Put some peace in his ancestors' souls. Kill that hate. Put some Stevie Wonder in his mind.
Kill that hate. Yeah.
Yeah, love kill hate. That boy, you know what he really need? He need a hug. He probably ain't hugged a woman in a long time.
What's the name of that song? Love's in the Need of Love.
Room all dirty.
You know that Stevie Wonder song, Love's in the Need of Love?
Love in need of love today.
Yeah, that's what he need right there.
Turn yours in right away. Hey, it's going down.
Yeah, sing it, Daddy. I was gonna say I gotta listen to that after the show.
I know that's right.
Have y'all seen Sweetness in these comments? Sweetness, where are you? There's a lot of comments, man.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Planet, I turn it over to you.
All right.
This for you, chemtrails, and your bloodline, and all that hate that's spewing around you. See, we knew who you were. We could have called you names. We could have told you what we really think about you. But why? That's such a waste.
Yeah.
And may all your great-grandchildren be black as under the bed black.
All right. Let me see if we get this going. Okay. All right. Do I have audio?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So one of the things that stillness can provide, just like the ancients spoke about sage and cedar, is clean the energy, right? So we want to get into a space of stillness, and we want to follow the sound of the gong and take it deep into our psyche, our mental, our physical. If there's any particular ailments, you can concentrate once you get a hold of that quality and send it to whatever area that you're ailing. And think of your loved ones. You can also send it there, right? Because once again, sound is in the domain of what? The invisible. So it's in a vibration. So it's not limited to distance, right? So hence, what you'll notice is Doni and Hannibal, you'll see them feel the energy, right? Well, I'm way in Hawaii, far away. But the sound and the energy and the vibration carries, right? So wherever you are, if you're in Cairo or Timbuktu or Seattle or Denver, you can connect with this universal energy. So we're going to take a few breaths, deep breaths. Put this down here. Hold it for a bit. Circulate it in the body. Let's go again. Clear all the energy.
Ashe.
Oh, shit. Reverence to the Most High.
Wow.
I'm gonna start off the ancestors. I'm gonna acknowledge my mama, Lily Glover, and my daddy, Donald Glover. God rest their souls. How about you, Planet?
The Jones family, the
Ashe.
Divergis family,
Ashe.
and all of us in this quest for truth and knowledge of our ancestors and our lineage.
I'd like to thank all the families down in Coosa, Alabama, and Tallapoosa. You know, the Marbury, specifically Whetstones, and Simons, Thomas's family, McElrath. You know, peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
Shout out to our leaders, Jasmine Crockett.
Absolutely.
Been out there fighting.
Horace Lee the Fourth.
Horace Lee the Fourth.
Mafia Shakur.
Mafia Shakur. God bless your families.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
And thanks for all the new viewers and all the old viewers. Stick with us. We got some new things coming up for you guys.
Yeah, they got a smoking video. I saw that video. I can't wait till old boy come back. Did you get it?
Which one?
Mafias.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, we gotta wait till he come back to put it on here.
Yeah. It's hot. It's fire.
Yes, sir.
And shout out.
Did y'all? Is that a collabo?
Oh, that's Mafia there.
And shout
That's
out
Mafia there.
to Doni Glover.
Shout out to Doni Glover.
Bringing it all together.
Yes, sir.
Be back Tuesday, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. See y'all then.
Good evening, world. Thank you.